In the era before families like those seen in Modern Family, audiences were captivated by the adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, portrayed by real-life husband and wife Ozzie Nelson and Harriet Hilliard. This couple represented the idealized American family during the 1950s and 1960s, with their wholesome portrayal on television leading many to view them as the epitome of innocence. However, behind the curtain of their perfect image, the true lives of Ozzie and Harriet tell a much darker story. Their seemingly idyllic family life was riddled with complexities and struggles that diverged sharply from the cheerful narrative broadcasted each week. Secrets, marital tension, and personal challenges painted a different picture altogether, revealing that their home life was far from the picture-perfect scenes seen on screen. This reality invites a fresh examination of their legacy, suggesting that Ozzie and Harriet weren't as innocent as you thought.
Weeks ago, you sat right in my living room and claimed you used to be quite a boy with the girls.
Ozzie Nelson grew up in New Jersey, where his early love for music began to flourish. He attended Rutgers University, earning a law degree while supporting himself by playing the saxophone in a band. Despite the promising path of a legal career, Ozzie felt the pull of music stronger than the traditional route he was on. During the challenging times of the Great Depression, he made the brave decision to abandon his academic pursuits in favor of a full-time career in music. This choice paid off as he found significant success with his dance band, performing up and down the East Coast. His talent and charisma garnered attention, helping him build a reputation in the music scene. Ozzie's experiences during those formative years shaped not only his career, but also laid the foundation for his future in entertainment, where he would ultimately blend his musical skills with his family life in the television series The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. Ozzie met Peggy Lou Snyder, known as Harriet Hilliard, while she was making a name for herself as a vaudeville performer. Ozzie recruited her to sing with his band, and this collaboration significantly boosted both their fame and careers. Harriet's background played a crucial role in her artistic development. She was born into a theatrical family, which meant that performing was ingrained in her from a young age. She explored various forms of entertainment throughout her early life. Harriet's talents led her to Broadway, where she dazzled audiences with her performances. She also became part of the vibrant atmosphere of the Cotton Club, a famous nightclub in Harlem, where many legendary artists showcased their skills. These experiences not only honed her abilities as a singer and actress, but also set the stage for her eventual success alongside Ozzie in their beloved television series. Their partnership would become a significant element of American entertainment history.
A St. Bernard.
Boy, what a big pocket he must have.
Their relationship began with a strong foundation of friendship and collaboration. Harriet was previously married to comedian Roy, but that marriage ended in divorce amid allegations of abuse, marking a turbulent chapter in her life. It was after this difficult time that she crossed paths with Ozzie. Ozzie and Harriet married in 1935 after having worked closely together for 3 years. Their connection was evident, and audiences were drawn to their chemistry and humorous dynamic. This partnership not only blossomed in their personal lives, but also translated beautifully to the entertainment world. Together, they became a beloved comedic team, as their witty banter and affectionate interactions resonated deeply with viewers. Throughout their marriage, Ozzie and Harriet exemplified a partnership built on trust, laughter, and mutual support, creating a relatable family image that endeared them to audiences across the country. This foundation was important for their later success in the television series, where their authentic relationship continued to captivate generations of viewers.
Careful of the hammer.
I'm sorry, dear, I lost my head. But you know that
Ozzie and Harriet appeared in several films together, showcasing their chemistry and charm. They often portrayed a couple or took on different characters that highlighted their comedic and dramatic talents. This dynamic duo captured the hearts of audiences beyond the big screen. They first gained recognition as regular guests on the popular Red Skelton program, where their delightful performances made them fan favorites. Their engaging presence contributed significantly to the show's success and provided a platform for their growing popularity. Building on their appeal, Ozzie and Harriet transitioned to radio, creating a show that mirrored their real-life marriage and family dynamics. This success paved the way for their own television series, which became a staple of American TV in the 1950s. The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet not only entertained viewers, but also reflected family values, making it a cherished series for many families during that era. The influence of their early appearances, and the foundation laid by their time on The Red Skelton Show, and their radio series can still be felt today.
A St. Bernard.
Boy, what a big pocket he must have.
David,
Initially, Ozzie and Harriet's radio program highlighted their real-life adventures, effortlessly blending their experiences with music and humor. As the show transitioned into a new format, it embraced situation comedy, drawing audiences who could relate to the charming couple's everyday life. The series provided lighthearted entertainment while reflecting the values and dynamics of American families in the post-war era. During this time, the couple welcomed their first child, David, contributing to the show's authenticity and warmth. The arrival of their second child, Ricky, further enriched their family life and deepened the connection with viewers. As they juggled careers in entertainment and family responsibilities, Ozzie and Harriet created an image of a wholesome, accessible family. Their ability to combine work and home life resonated with audiences, making the show a beloved staple in American television history. This integration of personal and professional life helped the series maintain its popularity as fans felt more connected to their genuine experiences.
Old man, you know, I hate to admit this, but I was quite a basketballer in my day, too.
You, Thorny?
Well, sure. Why do you think that?
Initially, the actors portraying the sons of Ozzie and Harriet on the radio program were different from the real-life children of the show stars. Over time, this changed, and David and Ricky Nelson, the actual sons of Ozzie and Harriet, took over the roles. This transition marked a significant shift in the dynamics of the show, making it more personal and relatable to audiences. The involvement of Bing Crosby played a crucial role in this decision. Crosby, a close friend of Ozzie Nelson, encouraged him to allow his sons to perform on the family program. With this nudge, David and Ricky made their television debut, bringing a unique charm and authenticity that resonated with viewers. Their performances became a key part of the series, blending the boundaries between fiction and reality. This blend of real family life and scripted scenarios added to the warmth and appeal of the show, which became a beloved staple of American television.
A popular young fellow to boot.
I'd be happy to take her, Pop.
Despite their fame and the love viewers had for them, the Nelson family faced their share of challenges. There were moments filled with anxiety and concerns that often lurked beneath the surface of their public life. Critics suggested that Ozzie Nelson might have crossed the line by exploiting his children's everyday lives for the sake of entertainment. The family, comprised of Ozzie, Harriet, and their sons David and Ricky, became an iconic part of American television with their sitcom The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. The series was a blend of comedy and real-life elements, showcasing relatable family dynamics, yet it raised eyebrows regarding the authenticity of their experiences. Before the television series became a staple in homes across America, the Nelsons had already appeared in the film Here Come the Nelsons. This film served as a pilot for the show and helped set the stage for their successful transition to television. Audiences were drawn to the mix of scripted humor and real family interaction, making the series a beloved part of many households. However, the underlying family tensions reflected the real-life struggles of balancing privacy with public entertainment, providing a unique lens into the complexities of fame. The harmonious image portrayed on screen sometimes clashed with the pressures and strains that came with being in the spotlight.
Year.
Yes, I know.
Goodbye, Mr. Nelson. And Happy New Year.
During the 1960s, The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet began to lose its popularity among viewers. The wholesome family sitcom, which had charmed audiences since its debut, faced challenges as television viewing habits and audience preferences shifted. By 1966, the series aired its final broadcast, although it continued to be shown in syndication for years afterward, allowing new generations to experience the family's adventures. Despite this decline, the legacy of the show inspired a spin-off titled Ozzie's Girls. This series aired for one season from 1973 to 1974, and presented a fresh storyline where Ozzie and Harriet rented out rooms to college girls. It aimed to capture a younger audience and explore dynamic interactions between the parents and their new tenants. While Ozzie's Girls did not achieve the same level of success as the original show, it remains a notable chapter in the broader history of Ozzie and Harriet's impact on television.
I've got this egg trick all perfected. You know I've been practicing up on it. Here, let me have...
Ozzie continued directing until his death in 1975, leaving a lasting impact on television. He played a crucial role in shaping the industry, not only through his work on The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, but also by contributing to various successful series like Adam 12. Ozzie's passion for directing allowed him to influence storytelling in the medium, helping to create content that resonated with audiences. His dedication to his craft was evident throughout his career, as he balanced both acting and directing to bring rich narratives to life. After Ozzie's passing, Harriet withdrew from the entertainment spotlight, choosing a quieter life away from the camera. However, she remained connected to her roots in television by recording introductions for Disney Channel's remastered episodes of her beloved series. This allowed her to share her fond memories of the show and its impact while also reaching a new generation of viewers. Harriet's contributions continued to showcase the warmth and charm that made her an enduring figure despite her absence from active performance.
Well, are you sure they aren't there?
Tell him to look in the pantry.
David continued acting and producing until his death in 2011. His dedication to his craft allowed him to maintain a strong presence in the industry over the years. Meanwhile, Ricky pursued an acting and performing career, thriving in the entertainment industry. Ozzie recognized Ricky's talent and supported him in exploring the world of rock and roll, which was becoming increasingly popular during the 1950s. Encouraged by his father, Ricky embraced this new musical direction, leading to significant success. He achieved multiple top 40 hits that resonated with audiences and helped guide the rock and roll movement. His energetic performances and relatable songs carved a niche for him in the music scene. Ricky also made a successful film appearance in Rio Bravo, showcasing his versatility and ability to transition between different forms of entertainment. This support from Ozzie was instrumental in shaping Ricky's career, allowing both sons to forge noteworthy paths in the entertainment world.
I don't know, Oz, but after all, McTavish is about 6'6" and he's got very long legs. Let's just say that
The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet remain iconic, remembered for exploring real-life themes and leaving a lasting impact on American radio and television. This series, which first aired in 1952, painted a realistic picture of family life during the early years of television. It starred Ozzie Nelson and Harriet Hilliard as themselves, along with their real-life sons, David and Ricky. By portraying their day-to-day experiences, the show entertained audiences while fostering a sense of familiarity with its characters. The family dynamic resonated with viewers who found comfort in the simplicity and warmth of their interactions. Often humorous yet earnest, the episodes tackled everyday challenges like parenting, friendship, and romance. This approach helped pave the way for later family sitcoms, influencing how families were portrayed on screen. Even after its conclusion, the show's legacy continued to shape the television landscape, reminding audiences of the importance of family and community. The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet stands as a testament to a significant era in entertainment.
How's it fit, Harriet?
Oh, fine, dear.
Well, that sure is a beauty.
Review of The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, which first aired in 1952, presents a captivating glimpse into the lives of a quintessential American family in the post-war era. This series, featuring real-life partners Ozzie and Harriet Nelson along with their sons, Ricky and David, has sparked varied opinions from viewers over the years, reflecting both admiration and criticism in equal measure. One of the most prominent praises for the show is its ability to provide wholesome, family-friendly content that resonated with audiences. The series has been celebrated for bringing rock and roll into the living rooms of families at a time when the genre was gaining popularity, thereby helping bridge generational gaps in music appreciation. The inclusion of musical segments especially highlighted Ricky Nelson's burgeoning talent, as he became a symbol of youthful rebellion and artistry, appealing both to teenagers and their parents alike. This dual appeal allowed The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet to carve a unique niche in television history, where wholesome entertainment met emerging cultural trends. Supporters of the series often counter critics who label it as dull or outdated. They argue that such assessments can overlook the context of its time. The charm of the show lies not in the complexity of its humor or plot, but in its simplicity and relatability. Many viewers argue that it takes a different kind of skill to create humor that families can enjoy together, contrasting it with contemporary shows that rely heavily on shock value and crude humor. They assert that Ozzie and Harriet, along with other programs like Leave It to Beaver, succeeded in crafting a narrative that focused on family values, responsibility, and light-hearted relationships, which are increasingly rare in today's television landscape. However, critiques of the series suggest that its depiction of family life is overly idealistic and may lack the depth found in more modern programming. Detractors argue that the show often shied away from the complexities and challenges of family dynamics, presenting an overly sanitized version of everyday life. For some, this lack of realism can alienate viewers who seek more relatable and nuanced portrayals of family experiences. Critics of the show have pointed out that, while its intentions may have been good, the series could come across as simplistic, lacking the emotional range that contemporary audiences often expect from their entertainment. Despite these opposing viewpoints, the legacy of The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet endures, illustrating a significant period in television history where family-oriented programming was king. The series not only entertained but also introduced themes and ideas that shaped the cultural landscape of the era. While it's easy to critique the show from a modern perspective, one must also acknowledge the finer points of its storytelling and character dynamics that many still hold dear. Ultimately, The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet serves as a cultural artifact, reflective of its time while provoking ongoing discussions about the evolution of television and family representation. Whether embraced for its wholesome humor or critiqued for its idealism, the series undeniably remains a noteworthy chapter in American television, influencing future generations of entertainment.
I took about a size 30 the last time I measured, as I recall.
As we close another delightful episode of The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, a world of curiosity awaits just beyond the credits. Picture this: the charming on-screen family that captivated millions had lives that stretched far beyond the final curtain. Would you believe that each cast member had their own unique journey after the show ended? From Ozzie's unexpected ventures into directing to Harriet's impressive career in music, their stories are full of surprises. There were even twists and turns for their sons, who took paths that would lead them into the spotlight in ways you might never expect. Prepare to dive deeper into the lives of these beloved characters, exploring the adventures and challenges they faced off-screen. What happened when the cameras stopped rolling? What legacies did they leave behind? Stay tuned as we unravel these fascinating tales that promise to reveal a whole new side of Ozzie, Harriet, and their family.
Anybody giving a party tonight? Somebody always gives a party on Halloween.
Ricky Nelson portrayed the teenage character Rick Nelson in the 1952 television series The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, capturing the essence of the all-American boy. This role solidified his image as a wholesome youth, but behind the scenes Nelson grappled with a darker reality. As his popularity soared, so did the pressures of fame. He faced personal struggles, including the tumultuous nature of his parents' marriage, which ultimately ended in divorce. The 1960s brought further challenges. He became engulfed in the emerging rock and roll scene, leading to a complicated relationship with his music career. Nelson also confronted controversies, including a troubled romantic life, characterized by a series of high-profile relationships, and the fallout from his marriage to Kristen Harmon. A devastating scandal in 1981 involved a fatal plane crash that took his life, alongside his fiancée and friends, leaving behind a legacy intertwined with both brilliance and tragedy. Recent information reveals ongoing interest in his life and contributions to music, with fans frequently exploring his influence on rock and pop culture.
Left.
And I got a quarter.
Oh, well, that doesn't even up. How come you have 50 cents and you only have a quarter?
I'm a big...
Lyle Talbot portrayed Joe Randolph in the 1952 TV series The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. His character played a supporting role, often acting as a friend and neighbor to the Nelson family, bringing warmth and humor to the show. Talbot's portrayal added depth to the series, reflecting the show's idealized suburban life. However, behind the facade of his on-screen charm, Talbot faced personal struggles. Born in 1914, he worked in various film genres before finding success on television. His career included roles in both film and theater, but the rise of television brought both opportunity and challenge. As the golden age of TV progressed, Talbot grappled with the industry's shift, leading to fewer major roles. In his personal life, Talbot dealt with hardships that included failed marriages, financial difficulties, and battles with alcoholism. His reputation was affected by scandals, including a highly publicized divorce that attracted media attention. Despite these struggles, he remained active in the industry, making guest appearances and participating in smaller projects until the late 1990s. The last known information about him reveals he continued to live in California until his passing in 1996. His complex legacy, intertwined with both personal struggles and professional achievements, paints a portrait of a man who navigated the ups and downs of the entertainment world.
Well, you know how little boys sort of grow in sections? Well, during the...
Harriet Nelson, portrayed by Harriet Hilliard, became a defining presence in the 1952 V-series The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. Her character exemplified the ideal wife and mother of the era, balancing compassion and strength as she navigated family life with Ozzie and their two sons. Despite this wholesome image, Harriet faced personal trials behind the scenes. Her marriage to Ozzie Nelson began to unravel in the 1970s, marked by infidelity rumors and marital strife. The strain deepened with the tragic death of her son, Rick, in a plane crash in 1980, which left a lasting void in her life. After the show ended in 1966, Harriet continued to act, but struggled with the age of her recognition within the industry. In the early 1980s, she dealt with health issues, including a battle with cancer, further shadowing her later years. Information about her final years is sparse, but she spent her last days in a nursing home in California. Although she passed away in 1994, her legacy remains intertwined with the cultural landscape of American television, haunted by her joys and sorrows.
Hey, 15 minutes.
Well, make sure you got a clean shirt to wear, too.
Parley Baer portrayed Darby in the 1952 television series The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. His character was a comedic and sometimes troublesome figure, often bringing conflict and humor to the storyline. Baer's presence on the show showcased his talent for delivering lines with both charm and a touch of mischief, fitting seamlessly into the dynamics of the cast. After the series wrapped, Baer continued to work steadily in television and film, but his personal life was marked by challenges. He faced financial difficulties in the late 70s due to a real estate investment that failed, leading to significant losses. Baer also dealt with a difficult marriage, which culminated in a harsh divorce in 1980. This period became a time of deep reflection for him. Despite these hardships, he remained a figure of resilience. Baer enjoyed an active retirement, participating in various community theater productions and maintaining connections in the entertainment industry. As of the last known information, he lived a quiet life in California, sharing stories of his past while reflecting on both his triumphs and struggles in the world of entertainment.
Gee, he's a fine fella.
Thanks.
Kent McCord portrayed Kent, a character marked by charm and youthful exuberance, in the 1952 television series The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. This role showcased McCord's ability to embody the carefree spirit of young America during the post-war era. He became a household name, but as the series ended, McCord faced the shadows of an industry that often chewed up and spit out its stars. After the show, McCord's career shifted. He became known for appearances in various TV series, often portraying characters that echoed his earlier persona, though darker undertones crept into some roles. Behind the scenes, McCord grappled with personal hardships, including a tumultuous marriage that ended in divorce. This was not his only challenge. He also faced financial pressures in the shifting landscape of entertainment, struggling to stay relevant in an industry that often favored youth. Notably, there were whispers of substance abuse during his transition years, adding to the air of mystery surrounding his life. As the decades passed, McCord faded from the limelight, living a reclusive life. Recent updates suggest he now spends quiet days away from Hollywood's chaos, reflecting on a life filled with both triumphs and trials.
Do you like the coat?
I'm sure I like the coat. It's swell, but there's nothing wrong with the book either.
Except it's a book.
I like books.
Frank Cady portrayed Doc Williams in the 1952 television series The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, bringing a warm yet complex presence to the role. Doc was the go-to family doctor, often serving as a voice of reason amidst the lighthearted chaos of the Nelson family. Cady's performance was marked by his ability to infuse depth into the character, making Doc a trusted friend rather than just a physician. This role cemented Cady's place in television history, yet his life was not without its shadows. After his time on Ozzie and Harriet, Cady faced several personal and professional challenges. He experienced the loss of loved ones, including the passing of his wife, which deeply affected him. As a dedicated actor, he continued to work in theater and guest starred in various television shows, but the industry shifted, making it hard for him to land principal roles. Cady was known for his private nature, rarely sharing details about his life outside of acting. He faced health issues in his later years, but maintained a positive attitude. His final years were spent in relative obscurity in California, away from the limelight, where he passed away in 2012. The last known information points to a quiet life, reflecting a man whose legacy remains in the hearts of fans and colleagues alike.
What about it?
I bet that was supposed to be for you.
If it was for me...
Ozzie Nelson, the beloved figure in the 1952 TV series, The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, portrayed the character of Ozzie, a charming and affable husband and father. This role resonated with viewers, presenting an idealized American family life while masking the complexities beneath the surface. Off-screen, Nelson's journey was marked by struggles that were more difficult than those depicted on the show. His marriage to Harriet began to face challenges as the pressures of fame and the entertainment industry took a toll. In the late 1960s, Nelson faced personal hardships, including the tragic death of his son, David, from cancer in 1984, which cast a long shadow over his life. Financial difficulties also became apparent after his production company, Ozzie Nelson Productions, fell into debt. Scandals lingered when accusations surfaced regarding the show's idealized portrayal of family life, leading some to question Nelson's authenticity and the reality of his marriage. Recent updates indicate that Ozzie Nelson's legacy remains influential in American television, as his contributions continue to be evaluated in light of the changing perceptions of family dynamics. This examination reveals a complex man shaped by both triumph and tragedy, reflecting deeper themes within the fabric of American life.
Well, now, Harriet, my case is entirely different. After all, I'm the boy's father, you know.
Well, I didn't say.
Don DeFore brought a subtle charm to his role as Erskine Thorny Thornberry, the affable yet meddlesome neighbor in The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. Thorny was a quintessential sidekick, offering unsolicited advice and comic relief, often complicating Ozzie Nelson's otherwise serene suburban life. DeFore's portrayal was nuanced, blending humor with a touch of mischief, making Thorny a memorable character in the golden age of television. However, DeFore left the show in 1957, seeking opportunities to headline his own projects, though his attempts at leading roles in television pilots were unsuccessful. After his departure, DeFore's career took a turn with his role as George Baxter in the sitcom Hazel, which ran from 1961 to 1965. Beyond acting, he ventured into business, opening Don DeFore's Silver Banjo Barbecue restaurant in Disneyland, a rare celebrity-owned eatery in the park. His personal life, however, was not without challenges. DeFore faced financial difficulties after his restaurant closed, and struggled to maintain his career momentum in the shifting landscape of Hollywood. Despite these setbacks, he remained active in the entertainment industry, serving as president of the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences in 1954, and later as a delegate for the Republican National Convention. DeFore's later years were marked by a quieter life, though he occasionally appeared in guest roles on television. He passed away in 1993 from a heart attack, leaving behind a legacy as one of television's most beloved supporting actors. His final years were spent away from the spotlight, with little public information about his personal struggles or triumphs. DeFore's story is a testament to the fleeting nature of fame and the resilience required to navigate its aftermath. Dave Nelson, played by David Nelson in the 1952 TV series The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, was a charming character caught in the idyllic suburban life of the 1950s. David's role as the son showcased the typical American teen, embodying innocence and the experience of growing up by navigating the trials of adolescence. However, behind the family-friendly facade laid the complexities of David Nelson's life. After the series ended, Nelson faced personal challenges that would shape his later years. He dealt with the pressures of living in the shadow of his famous parents, akin to the weight of the very traditional family image they presented. In 1982, he was involved in a notable scandal when he was accused of infidelity, which led to a strained marriage. The hardships didn't stop there. He struggled with the legacy of being an actor after the show concluded, facing difficulties in finding steady work that matched his earlier fame. Nelson later turned to directing, but continued to wrestle with personal demons, including substance abuse and the loss of loved ones. His life was marked by moments of darkness, overshadowing his public persona. The last known information indicates that David Nelson remained a private individual in his later years, reflecting on his life and career with a sense of resignation, leaving the public to remember him for his early TV success rather than the struggles he faced afterward.
you like a pair of pants this time. David, I'll bet you quarter that the...
Barry Livingston portrayed the character of Barry in the 1952 B series The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. His role was that of a charming and innocent young boy who, throughout the series, navigated the ups and downs of family life and adolescence, reflecting the ideals of post-war American society. Following the show, Livingston faced significant challenges. His career saw ebbs and flows, marked by struggles to find roles that matched his early success. In the late 1960s, he turned to theater and small film roles, but the progress was slow. Livingston's life was not without hardship. He encountered personal struggles, including battles with depression and substance abuse, which threatened to overshadow his career. Scandals were few, but the weight of expectation and the transition from child actor to adult left him grappling with identity. His commitment to overcoming these challenges saw him eventually return to acting, gaining respect for his dedication. As of recent updates, Barry Livingston has been active in various independent projects and continues to share his experiences at panels and discussions, shedding light on the complexities of life after fame.
Watch out for the draft. You know, there's an awful lot of colds going around this time of year.
Yes, I know.
Goodbye, Mr. Nelson. And happy.
Joy Lansing played the role of Blonde in the 1952 television series The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. Her character was a glamorous and vivacious presence, representing a typical 1950s ideal. Despite the show's lighthearted nature, Lansing faced challenges in her personal and professional life. After her time on the show, she continued to act but struggled to find substantial roles, often seen in B-movies and lesser-known television appearances. Her career was marred by personal hardships. Lansing grappled with the pressures of Hollywood's beauty standards and the expectations placed upon women. She faced public scrutiny for her romantic relationships, most notably with famous men, which fueled tabloids and gossip columns. In the late 1960s, she was diagnosed with cancer, a battle she fought quietly while maintaining a facade of strength. Tragically, Joy Lansing passed away in 1972 at the age of 43. Recent updates on Lansing are scarce. Her legacy lies in her captivating performances and the intrigue of her dramatic life, encapsulated in both her Hollywood roles and her personal struggles.
Notice, what do you think we ought to wear?
What, do you think we ought to do it?
Are you kidding us?
James Stacy portrayed Fred in the 1952 television series The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. His character brought a friendly and relatable presence to the show, showcasing a young man navigating the complexities of life and friendship. However, the facade of a charming actor masked a turbulent personal life that would later overshadow his career. After the show's run, Stacy struggled to maintain his Hollywood career. His life took a darker turn when he was involved in a severe motorcycle accident in 1973 that resulted in the amputation of his left arm and left leg. This incident marked the beginning of a series of personal challenges, including battles with depression and substance abuse. His struggles led to limited roles in films and television, with notable appearances in the 1980s on shows like The Twilight Zone and the film Just Before Dawn. Stacy's personal life was marred by controversy. He was charged in 1995 for the scandalous relationship with a high school student, resulting in probation and community service. Despite these setbacks, he found solace in painting and teaching acting. In his later years, he remained largely out of the spotlight, living quietly. The last known information indicates he passed away in 2016, leaving behind a complex legacy as both a performer and a man grappling with profound darkness.
David. What do you mean about David?
Well, my boy Will told me. David told him all about it in school today.
Hal Smith's role as the drunk in the 1952 series The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet showcased a nuanced performance that blended humor with a darker undertone. His character, often portrayed as a comic figure, reflected the struggles of addiction, capturing the audience's attention and offering a glimpse into the complexities of his character's life. Smith's portrayal resonated with viewers, bringing depth to a stereotype that often goes unexamined in entertainment. After the show's end, Smith faced various challenges in his personal life. He battled alcoholism himself, which later influenced the roles he chose, and how he embodied characters. The pressures of Hollywood created a turbulent backdrop for his life. He dealt with financial struggles and limited opportunities. However, he continued to work in the industry, lending his voice to numerous animated projects, including the beloved character of Owl in the Winnie the Pooh series. Behind the scenes, Smith experienced relationships that shaped his identity. He had a turbulent marriage that drew media attention, and his struggles with mental health compounded the chaos of his life. A particularly dark period arose in the late 1970s when accusations of misconduct during his interactions with fans surfaced, tainting his reputation. In later years, Smith found solace in community work, often speaking about his experiences to help others facing similar issues. As of his last known information, Hal Smith passed away in 1994, leaving behind a legacy that explored the intricate dance between comedy and tragedy. His life serves as a poignant reminder of the hidden battles many face, striking a balance between public persona and personal trials.
I didn't even know you were trying out.
What am I talking about? David's marks were a little shaky, so Harriet and I...
Joe Flynn portrayed Mr. Kelly in the 1952 television series The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. His character was known for bringing a unique blend of charm and intellectual wit, often being the voice of reason among the show's comedic chaos. Flynn was memorable for his ability to embody both humor and gravitas, leaving a lasting mark on the series that played a significant role in shaping his career. After the show ended, Flynn's journey took a darker turn. He faced various challenges, including struggles with alcohol abuse, which began to cloud his talent and reputation. Despite his success in television and film, including roles in MASH and The Love Boat, these personal demons often overshadowed his work. In the 1970s, he became embroiled in legal troubles, leading to a messy public divorce and financial difficulties. Flynn's life ended in tragedy when he died from a heart attack in 1974 at the age of 49. While he left behind a legacy of beloved performances, his personal hardships paint a somber picture of a talented man who battled his inner turmoil until the end. The last known information about him is sparse, leaving many of his fans to wonder about the man behind the role and the struggles that defined his later years.
I'd rather dance with Julie than anybody else.
Are you sure?
Oh, sure. All the rest of the girls are taller than I am.
The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet entertained families from 1952 to 1966, capturing the essence of American life through the charming Nelson family. Ozzie and Harriet, portrayed by real-life husband and wife Ozzie Nelson and Harriet Hilliard, created a warm, relatable atmosphere that made viewers feel at home. Their sons, David and Ricky, also starred, with Ricky's music career launching him to stardom, including his famous hit Hello, Mary Lou. The show tackled real family challenges, such as growing pains, relationships, and career decisions, all while resonating with genuine humor and love. As you reflect on this beloved series, we invite you to share your memories. Did you watch Ozzie and Harriet in your childhood? What moments stand out to you? Join the conversation, and let us know your stories in the comments below. Your reminiscences can help keep the spirit of this classic show alive for new generations.
Determined young lady.
Well, don't worry about Rick. He's a pretty fast runner.
Well, they'll have to do